Hi, I'm Wayne with Bassador Woodworking. Today's project is going to be a simple deadlift jack using leftover materials. Okay, so just like last time, I'm going at this without much of a plan. I have an image in my head of what I want the end product to look like. I have some scrap wood here from an old plio box. So we're going to cut this down and see what we end up with. So I want these two pieces laminated together, so I'm going to just slather this in glue, throw a couple of pin nails in it just to keep some clamping pressure on it, and then let that dry. Once the pieces are laminated together, I will square them off, and then we will use the bandsaw to cut it to its final shape. Okay, so now I'm set to glue these together. Having used this material before, I know that even though this is the cleaner looking side, this is the better side to use glue on because this veneer is very thin on this side. So when I go to sand, I'd end up sanding straight through it. So we're going to glue these two inner parts together, tack it with some pin nails, and then just let it dry. Whenever laminating, you want to make sure that you cover all surfaces with glue. So one of these I have heavy glue on, the other one will just have a light coating just so that there's something there for it to mate with. I'm using Titebond 2, so I have quite a bit of time to work this before it will start to set. Okay, now we're set to align these on top of one another. The pin nails are just to hold alignment. I'll then go and grab some weights to put on this so that it will stay clamped. Okay, now for the weights. Okay, we've got 90 pounds of clamping pressure on there. Just gonna grab a wet towel and wipe out any of the squeeze out. Okay, so this is gonna take some time to dry. It's about 40 degrees in the wood shop today. So I'm going to grab a space heater and just have it apply some heat. That should make it set a little bit faster. Okay, and now we wait. Okay, so I've let this sit for a couple of hours. The glue is mostly set, so now I can square up the two pieces and then transfer my design over onto the plywood and then take it over to the bandsaw to cut it out. Okay, now that I have this all squared up, I can now cut this down to its final width. So that's going to be just over 8 inches. So just Go for 1.25 inches. Some important measurements to keep in mind when designing the deadlift jack. An Olympic plate is 18 inches across. That puts the center of the circle at 9 inches, and the hole for an Olympic plate is 2 inches wide. The shaft on a barbell is just over 1.25 inches. So what we're going to do is at 10 inches from the bottom of this deadlift jack, we're going to put 1.5 inch hole. That will hold the barbell while allowing it to move around in there a little bit so that you can lever the thing up. Okay, I have my Forstner bit all chucked into the drill press, and I have the board clamped down to the sacrificial board. It's important when using a Forstner bit to take it in chunks and don't just force the Forstner bit through. You can end up burning it. Okay, and as soon as the different colored wood chips start coming up, I know them through the board. And that's it. We now have a nice clean hole through our board with no blowout on either side. Okay, I have the outline marked out on the piece of plywood, so now it's time to take it over to the bandsaw and cut it out. Okay, now that it's cut out and it's in its basic shape, it's time for copious amounts of sanding. Okay, it is essentially done. I want to add some more to the bottom just to widen out the bottom a little bit so it's not so tilty. And then I'll hit it with a couple of coats of lacquer and we'll be good. I might pop a few screws in just in case it starts to delaminate over time. Okay, and there you have it. One deadlift jack made purely from scrap materials. Only took a couple of hours to make. Most of that was glue drying time. So thank you for watching, and make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe so that you can keep up to date with new projects as they are released. We will have the new shop tour coming out in the next couple of days, so keep a lookout for that, and thank you for watching.